Good evening, everybody. We have Johnny and Becca here. We have Becca Bigger here because she's got a special announcement. Uh-oh. So, new computer. I have a new laptop, so pardon me if things get a little wonky or if I disappear. It keeps trying to download stuff. My laptop died last week.
Braxy. She's over there.
What Becca's got?
Oh no. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Good girl. We got a little puppy. So
A little puppy that's only 5 months old. She's gonna get twice that size.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how much she's gonna weigh. I need to make her a vet appointment. She's had all her shots except for the rabies, and we just got her yesterday. So, yeah. So if I pop in and out, I'm on little puppy potty training duty. So just so everybody knows, but that's little Miss Braxy. She says hello to everybody. So yep.
It's so pretty.
Yes.
So they're calling her Braxy, Braxi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is her nickname for Abraxas.
Yeah, her full name is Abraxas, but we're calling her Braxy for short. She's a Cane Corso, an Italian Mastiff, which my cousin had bred her girl and had leftover puppies, and he was just like, please take one. I was like, no. And during Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving dinner, we went to his house and we were there for quite a bit, and I was like, okay, fine. Not a breed that I'm familiar with, because it's a guard dog. I was telling Matt, I was like, we don't need a guard dog. I'm used to greyhounds. They're like pillows with bones, like they don't do anything. And
you got a little pony.
Yeah. So I know that her mom, because my cousin has the mom, she kept the brother. All her other siblings went to homes. But I know her mom is, how much does Luna weigh?
120.
Her mom is 120.
And the dad was 175.
And the dad was 175. I'm like, we're going to end up with a monster over here. So, but she's been a good girl so far. So today's her full day with us. So still getting used to it. But she's been really good. She knows sit. She's been doing really good on leash. Today was her first time on leash. We got to get her used to the car. She doesn't like car rides so far, but
did you have to get a bigger puppy door?
No, because we had the biggest dog door we could get because of the greyhounds, because they're so tall, so we didn't have to change the size. The only thing was we ended up getting a new one the same size because it's been taken off and put back on so many times it stripped some of the bolts and it wasn't completely secured. So we ordered a new dog door the same size and installed it. But and we're crate training her too, and she's been doing good with that. But yeah, she's 5.5 months old right now. And
for those just joining us, it's a Cane Corso. If you can turn your camera around to her again, Becca. So a lot of people just joined us.
She's watching her daddy because she's got to keep eyes on both humans at all times or she freaks out. So if one of us leaves the room, she goes on a search and rescue mission trying to figure out.
Turn around.
Braxy, come here, baby girl. Come here. She's like, no, I'm watching daddy.
Watches TV too. Becca sent us videos of her watching TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I was blowing up Penny's text messages yesterday
and she's got her little devil horns.
Yeah, she was just watching the Muppets, and then she was watching basketball and baseball and all sorts of stuff. So she likes the TV. So yeah, but that's all I got.
She's only
Dodger.
She was watching Dodger baseball. That's what it was. Dodger News. Dodger News.
Because they signed Shohei Ohtani.
And she liked it, didn't you?
They've only had her since yesterday, so
Yeah.
she's been a little bit whiny in the background in case y'all hear her whining a little bit. She's still getting used to things.
Yeah. So it's her first full day here, so it's gonna be maybe she'll be fine by next week. You know, it's been a huge difference from yesterday till today. She finally ate today, but yeah. So there's little Braxy for everybody. And I'm sorry about this light thing on my face. It's that light right there, and I can't. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. We're socializing her. We started socializing her today. We took her down to the beach, and she got to see a train. She was like, "What the hell was that?" You know, she saw a train and people, and so we're just trying to be very careful right now because of that mysterious virus that's going around for dogs.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, socializing, but I don't want her in contact with other dogs right now until they have that whole situation figured out. So
it was interesting, like when I was watching the dog show at Christmas Day, like the judges were making the what do you call the people that escort them around the ring?
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. The handlers. Is it handlers?
The handlers. They were making them open their mouth to show the bite instead of them the judges putting their hands in. It's probably because of that virus, not wanting to spread it.
Yeah. And I saw, because I thought originally it might have been COVID, but they're saying it's not COVID and it's not kennel cough either. So they don't know what it is. I know it's really big in Colorado and Arizona right now, and it's only a matter of time before it's kind of everywhere. So we're considering that she's still a pup, you know, we'll take her to where there's people, but I just don't want her getting too friendly with other animals right now until that situation is figured out. So yeah.
my new computer, the lighting is different on it. I don't know if you noticed, like my drapes, which are white, look dingy. I don't know what's going on. I can't get the lighting right on my new laptop.
It looks really bright, very crisp and very bright.
It's crisper because it has a higher definition camera, but the lighting I can't get. Like I have a light on in the dining room, one here, and then the Christmas tree. The lighting makes things a little bit dingy. Except for Lucy.
Somebody in the chat said Johnny needs a pet. He's got a pet. He's got creepy baby head over there in the corner. Creepy baby head is Johnny's pet. It requires no food.
No walks.
What's that one? That's new. Is that the one that was crocheted?
Good Vibes made it.
Yeah, Good Vibes.
That's Baby Johnny right there. That's
Lori, did you see the puppy? If not, I can
Lori.
text you a picture. She's over there right now watching Matt.
So now that you've got the puppy and everything, and the renovations are pretty much done, are we going to see a GT this week? Maybe.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Well, they're not completely done with the floors. The guy needs to come back, I think Tuesday, and put some end caps over there to the room that goes to the pool room, and do some caulking and stuff, and then it's done. So, but yeah, it's basically done. Braxy, come here. Sit.
Lori, it's a Cane Corso.
I don't know how well you can see her, but there's the back of her head. There's the little back of her head right there. Good girl. Look at all the people over there. They want to say hello. I don't know how well she comes off because she's black. So, yeah. So, that's all I got.
Look, Johnny, what you got this week?
Not a thing. Thank goodness.
I don't have anything either. If you'd like an appointment with me, jenlintarot.com. There are a few left in January, and then we're going into February. Taking the week after Christmas off. So New Year's Eve, we're going to do our fundraiser for World Central Kitchen. Lori, I'll send you an invite to that fundraiser. I don't know if you're traveling then or not, but I'll send it anyway if you want to join us for a little bit. But we'll start. It's on Sunday night. It's Petty Boots night, so we'll start at 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern with the fundraiser. And I'll set it up in advance. So if anyone wants to donate early, they can go in and donate early. It'll be a great chance for a last minute 2023 tax write-off deduction for a donation. I don't have anything else going on. Working on my new laptop, trying to work on my website to get the event page set up. Got slowed down on that last week because the old laptop died. But other than that, well, let's start petty because this was my favorite question of the night. MTG's book sold like 9 copies or something, ridiculously bad, right? Like not on the bestseller list, did really poor. Already marked down on Amazon and stuff. Thank you, Karan.
If anybody wants a good laugh, go on Amazon and read the reviews because it is comedic gold, like Johnny said. It's just funny.
And Liz Cheney's first edition sold out. They're in reprints. It's blowing up everywhere, doing great. So is MTG jealous that nobody wants her trash? Is she jealous of the book sales that Liz Cheney is getting? Sandra Nevins says that her son has a Cane Corso that at 1 year of age could stand up and look eye to eye with her. MTG, are you jealous your book's not doing well? She had a rally in her district, and when they're first coming into the room, you see the camera panning the very light crowd. It wasn't that bigger crowd, but you see one guy with his hand in the air flipping her the bird. Big as life. It's like troll her ass all the way out.
Please do.
MTG's book is expensive toilet paper.
Mm.
I got Princess Fluffy Butt taking up the table here.
She's very, 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 very upset. She was sold a bill of goods, though, I will say, in her, I don't even want to say in her defense because those sound like words that I shouldn't say, but in her slight defense, they sold her a bill of goods. Word of warning is a 2 of cups. Somebody told her, oh, this is going to be great, and people are going to flock to this, and they really want to hear what you got to say, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Because it starts with the Hermit and the 4 of Pentacles. Isolation and isolation. There is nobody bought it because nobody wants it type of thing. And mind you, the people who did buy it was like, I lost brain cells and I want them back, please. So it's like, there's the 7 of Swords. There was supposed to be a strategy to this with that 2 of Cups. They told her this would be good. And then you had the 5 of Cups, which is major disappointments. And now with the Lovers and the Seven of Wands, she's coming after somebody saying, hey, this was supposed to be better, but no, sorry, not so much. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Very disappointed.
I get a yes. I get that she had very high ambitions. Her own ego was like, oh, you're going to do so great. Everybody loves you. And then that was like reality slapped her in the face because it's rated what, like 9,857 on the Barnes and Noble or the Amazon list. I mean, she's at the bottom of the barrel. But yeah, it was her own ambitions, but she's jealous.
Don't even ask her about it. She'll get very defensive. Very defensive. It's like, here's Liz Cheney and here's two other men also that have a book out that are doing quite well, making money, and hers is like heartbreak. She's emotional and out of balance. And I'm also getting like there's something getting ready to come up. Investigators are looking in that brings her downfall. I don't know why that's.
Do you know she got an advance for writing that book? Is this going to be another situation like Mark Meadows that got the advance and then the publishers went after him because they were like, that book is full of lies and it's making us look bad? I'm wondering if it's the same thing.
I would bet she got an advance for writing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. While we're
coming to a grocery store near you, I guess.
Let's take a look at Bridget and Christian Ziegler.
Are those is that
Bridget's the Florida wife of Christian Ziegler. She was the co-founder of Moms for Liberty. And Christian, very interesting first name, apparently was doing three-ways with another lady and apparently assaulted her, and she's suing now. So they're trying to get her to leave Moms for Liberty. He's the Florida GOP chairman of the Florida GOP. They're trying to get him to resign. What's their future look like? The hypocrisy of these people.
I guess that doesn't, you can hate gays all you want, but it doesn't apply to you if you're sharing your husband with another woman. You have
Christian values. Well, Christian Ziegler values.
You have to twist yourself into a pretzel to.
I can't be a lesbian. There's a man in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
Okay.
She's also on the school board down there, and they're trying to get her to resign from the school board too. It's like, yeah, Christian values. Oh, they're about to go through some stuff. But the reason it came out was because the wife, Bridget, was supposed to meet them at the house, and she wasn't there. And then the husband assaulted the woman when he was by himself with her.
But please tell me how books are turning kids gay. Please.
Family values. Manson family values.
Mm-mm.
Well, hers starts with Bad news and defensive. I did a reading on her already. I think she's going to have to step aside. She gets the 4 swords in her environment, 7 of pentacles too. I think she understands this is a distraction and she needs to go and find another Moms for Chaos group somewhere or whatever she needs to do. But she's going to have to step out and step back. He loses a lot of positions, not just one. There's justice in the tower. Something falls very heavily upon him. A new action, though. So something different than this case here. It does, however, have something to do with the Lovers and the 3 of Cups. So, so you put your own mind in those own positions with the Lovers and the 3 of Cups. Where there you go. And so there is a whole lot that's going to come out with that. And this may not just be Bridget and the new girl. This could have been Bridget and somebody else down the street and somebody else around the corner. So he's got a whole bunch of stuff there, but it's a tower moment, which means that it breaks open something that the justice will have something to say. So there may be another lawsuit because this is new with the Ace of Wands. So there may be another lawsuit to another person coming forward, but his problems are just beginning. Word of warning, 6 of Swords. So your problems are just starting. Hers can be a little bit more hidden because hers are around financials. If you want to really stick it to her, follow the money. Stick it to him, follow the everything.
That's interesting, Johnny, because I get the opposite. I get that the finances and everything were transferred and moved to him. So I get the storks, the ship, the bear, the man, and the lilies. So the transfer and changing and the moving of finances, but also quite possibly finances that are foreign as well. But there's somebody here that is a big financier, very powerful type of person, older man. So, but he's connected to him one way or the other. But for him, I'm getting just wait for the financial stuff to come out because his connection.
I think he is the one because there was a story about one of the heads of the Moms for Liberty using the organization's money to help their husband run for office.
And also that it was man and lilies. The lilies has some sort of it's not a family tree, but it shows lineage. So something like lineage or heritage of some sort, and his financials to that. I don't know what that is, but I didn't know that, Johnny, that he was using campaign money to.
Yeah, they're about to go through a lot of big changes. There's partying 3 ways, and there's more women that are coming out that we're going to see in the future here. More are going to talk, and it's going to rock their boat. I do get like there's DOJ or legal issues, whether it's the woman or someone. I get there's an investigation, so somebody's going to be asking questions. So maybe that's looking into the finances or whatever. So I feel like this may be DOJ besides this woman's accusations and charges. It's like the end of them. Row your little boat down your little anxiety-driven stream because they're going to lose everything they start. This is their lifestyle, this lifestyle of romance and this image thing. And I get, the good news card, the Christians are going to cast a lot of judgment on them as more and more comes to light. And I think there's big legal charges. So,
but where did she find these people? Where did they find these people in their church group? Craigslist? Yeah. I mean,
I'm wondering too. How does that conversation even go? You're sitting in the pew and you're elbowing your wife, like, look at her. You think she would like to have a threesome with us, and then you go over there and you say, "Hey, Sister Nightingale, do you want to?" Like, how does this go? How do you what? Actually, don't tell me because I don't need to know.
So, a couple of days before McCarthy announced he was leaving at the end of the year, Matt Gaetz was on one of the channels, and he said, "Well, he's packing up his boxes." So, like, I was going to read on is Matt Gaetz or is McCarthy leaving, but then he announced, yes, he is. Why is he leaving? Because he's taken the majority down. They have one guy in the House that is going to work for a university. They lost George Santos, and now with McCarthy leaving, they're down to a majority of one.
Really?
Which is interesting, because we all kept getting that the Dems would have the House majority at some point. So this may be why.
Everybody better take their vitamins.
And it makes me. It reminds me of Mike Johnson's Grand Tableau, because he sits on the House of Coffin. So losses. Mm-hmm.
Take those vitamins too.
And I'm using the Haunted House Tarot, so
Ooh.
Okay. Why did
McCarthy leave now?
Oh, gracious. They popped his balloon, so I guess he said, let me just get out of here. Nobody likes me, so first card is the 8 of Cups, so let's see what we got. I did this reading already, and kind of mirrors the same. There's always something you could do, but he feels as though there's nothing else left to do, and he may want to hatch a plan of some sort. It's not going to work. It's not really worth it. There's the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. There's something he wants to do. This is your wishes, hopes, and desires. And your 8 of Cups is not just abandonment. It's leaving something in search for something else. And so he is trying to find another port in the storm, but trying to find means he hasn't found already. So he doesn't have something secured, but he does have something that has potential. Because I do get the Knight of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords, so someone may try to offer him some sort of position here. 7 of Swords is a scheme, though, so it's still right up his alley. But I think he is trying to search for something else, because he has no power whatsoever doing what he does, and he has no allies either. Him being ousted changed his entire dynamic. The Death card is your word of warning. And these were changes he wasn't prepared for, and is not prepared for now. So there's that. He doesn't know what to do. Good for you.
I wonder if something's coming out with Jack Smith with him, and he knows it's coming. Like maybe he's gotten a target letter or something. Because I get he's about to get a surprise, and that's why he exited, left, trying to look secure. But there's an action getting ready to be taken against him over his lies, and he is not going to be happy. He's not going to like it. He's about to hit a lot of judgment, and it has something to do with working with Trump on something. And then I have my Jack Smith card, the bully, but he's about to be put in defense mode over something. So I'm wondering if, besides also trying to start something new, if he knows he's about to get in trouble for something.
So I get the scythe, the clover, the rider, the whip, and the clouds. He got out because it's a mess. It's a mess. This is danger and rupture, opportunity, and then news. So just bad news keeps coming in. And then the way forward is nothing but news of a lot of fighting and confusion and gaslighting. It's just trouble. Like, you know, I'd hate to say like herding cats because that's an insult to cats, but it's just a crap storm, if I may. And a lot of very dangerous people there. So, and problems also, there's 3 men here as well, 2 younger, 1 older. That's a big problem. So probably Trump, Spanky. But this one's the Jack of Diamonds, Jack of Clubs. So there's 2 that are causing him a lot of problems, but the overall problem maker is this guy. So, and you know what? He's not the first. Paul Ryan left. A bunch of people, when Trump first came into office, when they had the House, a bunch of Republicans were like, we're not, instead of staying to fight the fight, they bounced.
He turned around and endorsed Trump also. Yeah. So why would you endorse him if you're trying to get out of politics, right?
Yeah.
So what was that about? Does he have some agreement with Trump? Is he competing with Mike Johnson to be his VP nominee? Mike Johnson went running down to Mar-a-Lago a couple of weeks ago, too.
I'm seeing CC Ryder saying that he said in an interview that he endorsed Trump because he would accept a cabinet position. It's like, are you trying to go to jail? Do we not see what just happened with all these people from the previous administration? Like, are you trying to go to jail?
Well, and it also came out that, like, where Nancy Pelosi spent $17,000 last year for hotels and stuff like that, he spent millions, like way more than she did. Like it made for luxury hotels and spas and resorts and all that crap.
Taxpayer money. Yeah, there is a the relationship is going to deteriorate. It's going to fall apart. That's coming. But he does want to be teammates. He does want to be. He wants. This is leadership. He wants to be strong again. He wants to be powerful again. He thinks some way, somehow, that Donald Trump is his kingmaker. And again, how many examples do you need? Just, you know what? Lemming, keep falling right off the cliff. Go right ahead. I mean, because mind you, this has just become theater for the rest of us at this point. So you go right ahead. You want to ruin your life? We will watch you do it. We really will, because it's kind of entertaining because you know better. So you go right ahead. You can follow Papadopoulos and Gates and Michael Cohen and all the he has a list of people that have sunk with his proverbial ship, and you want to be another one, you go right ahead.
And not to mention everybody that Trump has endorsed
Loses.
9 out of 10 people lose. Only in super blood red areas do they win. Every other person loses.
And find somebody in the history of mankind that all of their lawyers needed lawyers at some point. You gotta stay away from this man. He's contagious. He has a contagion, and it is actually dangerous.
It's interesting because he's actually doing it as sort of a defense thing. So maybe it's to keep MAGA from coming after him and attacking him in his home with a hammer. I don't know. For entertainment purposes only, YouTube. But I get there's a female with a lot of donor information that could get investigated here. And then I get my Jack Smith card again. He's about to get burdened with something over money. So, spending government funding or his Republican Party funding. I'll say that he's taken a lot of money and frittered it away. Like, oh, look at all my golden calves and stuff. He's about to have a legal problem. So I don't get that he's got a deal with Trump, but it's kind of like in a protection thing. Maybe he thinks if he's in the cabinet that he'll get a pardon or something.
Like I said, are you trying to go to prison? Like what Johnny just said. Like, I get the moon, the mice, the cross, the ship, and the key. He endorsed him because his reputation and his fame is dwindling and diminishing, and he's suffering from that. He's just he's saying, giving the answers that he has to give to get the hell away. So even though he's saying, yeah, I'll accept a cabinet position, that man talks out of 4 sides of his mouth, so we've heard the tapes of Kevin McCarthy after the insurrection. You can't believe anything he says at all. He'll tell you one thing, walk into a room, tell somebody else a completely different story, walk into another room. He's looking out for his own ass. That's it, so.
In these trying times of Donald Trump getting everyone in trouble, my fame and popularity dwindling is a good sentence. That means more people are looking over there instead of over here. Thank you. Let's do some more of that, please.
Well, it was funny because, he told Liz Cheney, it was in her book, that he had to go to Mar-a-Lago because Trump wasn't eating. And Trump came out and said, no, I was eating too much, which makes sense. I mean, Trump would be if he's not happy, he would be a binge eater,
Did they get him
Probably
chicken
the only
nuggets?
Truthful thing Trump has ever said, that he
Did they
ate
give him
too
chicken
much.
nuggets this time instead of Big Macs and Happy Meals, so he can get the little toy inside? Like that.
So
I got a
McCarthy's
treat for you. Wait. There you go. You can have one. I'll write your name on it and everything.
Kevin on it.
There you go. That's for you.
So McCarthy's from a really strong Republican area, but will he be replaced? There's a special election that'll have to be held once he's officially out. It'll probably be 3 months after he leaves. Will he be replaced by a Republican or a Democrat?
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah, that's Bakersfield, California. Very red. As like the whole entire butt crack of California is red. Bakersfield, Visalia, Lemoore, Fresno, Clover or Clovis, the whole Central Valley.
They get no change.
Mm-hmm. I get a conservative has the opportunity there for great success. Conservative opportunity success. And
I get it.
Too maps.
It's going to be a MAGA Trump supporter MAGA person, and I'm getting timing is about 3 months out to the election. Somebody who's very sneaky, a thief and underhanded. But I get a yes on a Republican.
And that's why when you go to the Central Valley and you open up your windows and you look outside and the air is literally brown, you can thank your Republican representatives when the air smells like cow poop and fertilizer. And trust me, I know this because I was like stationed out that way. Mm-hmm.
Well, and then we have Matt Gaetz is also being investigated by the ethics committee. You know, they got rid of George Santos. So how is his will the investigation into Gaetz cause them to expel him?
Last time
Rumor has it
that
they want to.
They expanded the investigation. Last I heard, and like Johnny said, they want to. They're just wanting to catch him on everything.
Like, because he's the biggest mouth in the MAGA thing. So will the investigation cause Matt Gaetz to be ousted? Because then we have no majority.
Oh, mercy. There's that red wave. It was more like a red trickle, I guess.
What you doing? I was telling Jenny, I looked at Braxy's foot. It is the size, her whole foot takes up my whole palm. My whole damn palm is her foot.
Thank you, Patty.
I have a My Little Pony. The red wave was more like a bloody nose.
What are you getting, Johnny?
No, I don't think he will be. There is pressure, not more than pressure. There's a burden around it, so something is being hung up. Now, this doesn't mean no, but it means not right now. So we need to have a suspension of such a thing because razor thin is not even cutting it anymore. Like we're talking beyond razor thin. Because there's a man here who may be trying to hatch some sort of plan with the High Priestess and the King of Swords. So, but at the same time, with the Strength card and the Six of Wands, there is a very, very strong possibility that he can leave on his own, or we can kick you out. Because he does have a completion to where it's all said and done. Or maybe he doesn't run again. I don't know when he's up for re-election and all that. But there is an ending to his story coming up soon. But I don't get thrown out in the cold.
Yeah, I get, it's going to come down to money. So here he is, a smug little lifestyle, partying and Mr. Romance and, screwing as many underage women as he can. Whatever comes out in this investigation is going to make him very emotional. It's going to put him in defense mode, and that's all over women. But then it's going to move into like part 2. And I think it has to do with his actions he took January 6th are going to get scrutinized, a lot of attention. Some things that he did in secret, and I also get with another woman here on January 6th. So his actions in working together with people are going to cause him legal problems. I think it's more around January 6th that gets him to go.
I don't get expulsion, but I get that he transitions and moves somewhere else, achieving an important transition. But this doesn't say that he's expelled or anything. So perhaps to Johnny's point, they're doing the investigation, everything. They've expanded the investigation even more. So who knows, maybe by the time the investigation and everything is done, it's already election time and he's on his way out already too. Because this says achieving important transfer. He goes, but I don't know if it's via, it doesn't look like it's via expulsion unless I'm misinterpreting this.
So in light of all these people in the Republican Party that are leaving, Patrick McHenry and Bill Johnson, all these people that are leaving, will the Dems, before the 2024 election, have the majority in the House?
Can you imagine how they would twist that? Not that one of them got expelled, and not that two of them quit, and everybody else is jumping ship. They stole it from us. They stole it from, like, I can just see them trying to spin their own failure to pin it on the Dems, as if we don't have eyeballs and can't see. I get a no. Is it okay if I go?
Yeah.
Okay. I get the crossroads, the House, and the cross. It's very divided, split partisan House that's suffering. It's very difficult. And I asked, will the Dems have the majority before the 2024 elections? This is also the vote. So the election is a split partisan House that suffers. So I'm just I don't know if that means yes or no. A choice, a decision, a split in the House, and the House is suffering. So, I mean, they would have to win by default. You would only need a couple more people to get expelled or retire or
one of the old ones to die, or I'm getting a yes. I've got nostalgia on the bottom. I'm getting a yes. What are you getting, Johnny?
Oddly enough, I get a yes too. Please be right, but you know how that goes. I don't. The way I do the yes and no, I pull one card, then I pull two for kind of like the story. So that was my yes, and then because there's a defeat and someone is sequestered or limited in their power, and so somebody is removed. So I asked again, and then I get also yes with the Ace of Wands, and then I asked why, of course, because someone is burdened quite strongly. There's an immense burden, if you will. So then I pulled a little thread, and I'm like, thank you, Margaret. I'm like, okay, because what the heck? Because I don't believe it, first of all, but, whatever. And then I get there is a shock and a sudden disaster within the government, Tower Hierophant. And then the Justice, the Tower, the Moon, and the Star. So this is coming pretty soon, but its details are quite murky, which means this is something that may have been a fallout from a different investigation or something. I don't know, but cross your eyes and your fingers and your toes and everything else, and let's see what happens, I guess.
I get a yes because of people being expelled or leaving, separating, sneaky people that end up having to hire lawyers for the work that they've done. And I get this is coming pretty quick too. We may see some leave then, like at least two leaving then. And then, fighting in court in front of all of America here and judgment coming on them. And that changes everything. So let's ask.
Right.
Let's ask. In 2024, are we going to see some more indictments from Jack Smith against anyone in Congress? We've looked at this before, but it's been a little while. Hey, Adam.
There's a bunch of stuff going on next year. I don't know what kind of purge energy is going on next year, but woof. I don't know if it's coming from him. It could just be coming from something local to that in particular person, or I don't know who it's coming from. I don't get him definite. I do get a King of Swords. He is a Gemini, but there is something coming, though. Yes, the Knight of Swords and the Moon. Again, details are murky. This happens very quickly, though. Like this may, as far as quickly, it may not happen quickly as far as calendar-wise go, but it could happen quickly as far as we didn't see that coming type thing. But there is someone again ousted. Politics and fighting with the Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Ten of Swords, extreme loss. This has something to do with the fallout from another relationship somewhere. And then there's the person who is handing out the indictment of some sort. There is a deliverance of papers. Something to do with gigs. So it's like they are attached to a different situation. Maybe a Jan 6 thing or something, or a fake electors thing or something. We'll see. But yes, I don't know from who, though.
I'm getting something too is getting ready, a lot of change and a lot of judgment getting ready to come down, treason, betrayal, 3 weeks or 3 months. Something's coming soon, moving in quickly. They've secured through questioning everything that they need, and they know who the targets are. And I get DOJ charging in, putting people in defense mode and indictments for trying to hang on to the White House, for trying to stop the steal. Well, not quite sure 3 weeks or 3 months, but something's coming quick. It'd be really funny. They start Trump's trial, March 4th, if they slam a whole bunch of Republicans with indictments at the same time. Tommy Tuberville suddenly lifted his halt on the military for 3-star generals and down. So he's not allowing any votes on 4-star generals, but he at least rescinded on 3-star generals. What made him release that hold on military? What do you call that? Votes, military placements of.
What made you cave?
Tuberville cave on his military promotions. He's He's one senator who's not going to get reelected.
Is his opponent a woman?
I don't know. I don't know if he's up for election in 2024.
Because I get the stork, the bouquet, the fish, the house, and the woman. There is a change and an increase in the gifts of money, donations in his home state or in the house where he lives, where he resides, and then a woman. So
Term doesn't end till 2027.
Well, there is a change and an increase of gifts of money in his home state, and then a woman. This is
when he doesn't even live in Florida, or live in Alabama. Yeah. But
I know he doesn't. He's got a residence in Florida. I get a change, an increase of funds to someone at his home, and a woman.
Somebody paid him off to maybe release the hold on the military appointments.
Whose ever idea this was, I'm not saying it's him, they're ending this. There's your scheme, 7 of swords, there's your confusion, 7 of cups, and then there's the message put forth. Someone told them now is the time to, I guess, stop, I guess. The justice and the hermit, and so things went through, or things can go through, or things can proceed now because whoever is ending it ended it.
Yeah, I do get, like, there's some kind of payout. Are you getting anything about money, Johnny? I get, like his burdening, the time came to change that and everything, and it was just gaslighting anyway, but he was waiting for the right time. But I get he did secure a lot of money, something about his lifestyle, and I get this could be the end of him coming soon. His blocking, like a lot of people have abandoned him, and his blocking has caused everybody to go wonky on him. He doesn't have any support anymore to even be in the Senate.
Somebody definitely, I think personally, they didn't come up in the read, but I think personally somebody definitely did pay him, because there's somebody else behind this, and it's not him. Like he has a string puller somewhere, I think. Well, they all do, technically.
So Nancy, I mean, there's few things on Nancy Mace we got to look at. Yeah, she and Tim Burchett claim they have dirt on Kevin McCarthy. They have compromise. But at the same time, Nancy Mace's aides all quit because she abusively talked about her sex life in the office, so it was like to a harassing level. She broke up with her boyfriend of 18 months, her fiance, Bryant, I forget his first name, Bryant. Anyway, but she talked obsessively, like she almost missed the prayer breakfast because she was having sex with her fiance. She talks obsessively about her sex life. Now she's in legal battles over beachfront property she shared with her ex-fiance. But at the same time, she's got compromise, on Kevin McCarthy. And there was a rumor at one time that they had an affair. So I don't know where to start with her. Is
this the lady that was walking around with the A on her shirt for adulteress? And she thought it was because she was being accused or whatever? Oh, yeah.
So is she going to face any legal problems for sexual harassment for all of her disgusting conversations in her office? Because a whole bunch of her aides quit.
That reminds me of Guilfoyle. Didn't she get fired from Fox News for sexually harassing people?
That's what I heard.
the Zigglers, the Guilfoyles, the what's the other guy that head CPAT, I forget his name, him and his wife, like he was sexually harassing men.
It's not always a Republican, but when it's a Republican, no one is surprised.
It's weighted a little heavier to the Republican side, but and it stands out because they're the ones talking about grooming and everything. So is she gonna have Stacey Mace? Is she gonna have any lawsuits over Matt Slapp? That's right. He got bitch slapped. Matt slapped.
Crazy.
She's been married like 3 times,
She should just stop trying. Just, date.
In her first stripper pole. She's late to votes. They said that she's always late because she's like hooking up with her fiance and
workplace, politics, sex, and religion. You're supposed to not talk about any of those things at the workplace, but
her and Matt Gaetz sharing pictures on the floor of the house. It's like, oh my God, these people.
Will she be sued? No, but this may be one of those things to where God always gives you an out. Maybe now you're supposed to learn a lesson, but this is going to continue for whatever reason. She thinks these are good stories to tell people. It causes a lot of distress, though, because not that people are just prudish everywhere you go, but when you go to work, this is not the conversation you thought you were going to have, especially with somebody that ain't your BFF type of thing. But she will be put on the defensive. There's a man that is going to do such a thing. I think he is a younger man, too, or at least younger than her, that she will be put on the defensive with this. This may for right now, just be a bad story and not a lawsuit. But anything can happen because the last card is the death card. So we are on the precipice of change. So you have the opportunity to correct this behavior or be devastated by it. So it's up to you, homegirl.
She's going to be getting a lot of attention here shortly that she probably doesn't want, because I'm like, be patient. This is going to grow. There's more people that are going to leave the government because of her. But they have knowledge of like people that she worked with. I do feel like she's going to have to pay out probably over that property to ex-fiance, the beachfront property. But there's some betrayals here, and there's investigators looking into something she did. Something else is going to come out. Like, I think she's a Ziegler. I think she likes 3-ways and has a sexual addiction, and she's going to be trapped in that. That will change everything. But she's a party girl.
I wonder if she was in one of those parties that Hawthorne was talking about. I get the fox, the crossroads, the writer, the woman, and then the lilies. I think that there's going to be news at some point of several investigations into her ethics. Where that goes, I don't know. But several investigations in her ethics.
So what is the compromat she and Tim Burchett from Tennessee have on Kevin McCarthy? Do they have anything?
Well, thank you, Lisa, for the super chat.
Thank you.
Everybody claims they have an insurance policy, I guess.
Oh, by the way, effective January 1st, 2024 in the state of Illinois, where I live, there will be no vaping indoors. Thank you, Bobert. We have a new law. No indoor vaping.
They pushed back the ban of menthol cigarettes, too, for all those out there who like the menthol. 2024, you can still get them, I think.
They also in Illinois they passed a law that if you try to ban books, you get no funding for your libraries. Whether a school library or public library, you lose funding if you try to ban any books. Yeah, lucky girl. She seems to be trying hard to live up to what the letter A stands for. That's true.
Guilty heart needs no accuser, I guess.
So, do they have compromise on McCarthy?
They have some phone conversations that they set him up with, mind you. The Ace of Wands, the Eight of Wands. Like this was one of those. There's very intimate details on these phone conversations too. Like there's stuff that would embarrass him too. But these are conversations that they recorded and he didn't know. So there's that too. There's also something about him leaving things unattended that were not supposed to be. And so he may have information that was not classified or confidential, but he left some things that were unattended that shouldn't be. And these, for whatever reason, that's a documented case of some sort for them. There is also missing resources. The Five of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. There's a lot of them that are missing. And he has them or knows where it is, or he gave them away. There's a thing, too, about that Jan 6 footage. Some conversations about that, too. Also, a affair that they feel as though would also embarrass him, I suppose. But a lot of it seems to be personal, and then there's some things about resources. This is the bigger thing that would actually cause a case of some sort. That other crap is just, front page of an Esquire magazine. This here, though, is more important. We're missing resources.
What you getting, Becca?
Whatever they have, I'm getting that it's just mostly gossip. I get the child, the house, the storks, the clover and lilies. Something here about a change of residence or moving out of one residence and moving into another one, and an opportunity to retire. Could be around a kid, but it just seems to be like it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a joke. But then again, it's part of conspiracy theories, so who knows? But that's what I get.
The more they lie, I get that they've got some strength behind what they have, but there was an indecision that Kevin had about one of the investigations, and I think that's going to come back and bite him in the butt. So, and also something about donors, who he gave money to, like big sums of money, who he gave money to that could be scandalous. And I get a love affair in the government. There's something that he said about how to get the votes to a higher ground. So whether that's with the fake electors or what, there's something very sneaky about that he said in secret that they have. So they may be holding it to wait to see what happens with like the Jack Smith investigation. And then they can like flip around and say, oh, we weren't for the fake electors, even though they didn't vote to certify the elections.
Can you imagine? You just said an affair in the house at work or whatever. Can you imagine if he was boinking MTG
He had to leave for medical treatment.
Oh God. I mean, that's one that you like have to put a potato sack over her head and like blindfold yourself, you know?
And you'd have to hold your nose for that fishy, itchy kitty.
Oh my God. Duct tape her
Smell her
mouth.
coming a mile away.
That's just so gross.
I was just listening to, what's the name of that song? Mr. Grinch. It said, but given the choice between the two of you, I take the seasick crocodile.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of seasick crocodiles, my most favorite thing that trended last week was Comer Pile. On Comer, it's on James Comer, because he keeps going on all the channels and not producing any evidence. And every time he's backed in a corner, his voice goes higher and higher and higher. It's like, oh my God, he's transitioning right in front of us. Is he on hormone replacement therapy or something? Because his voice just goes so high. Comer Pile, and all your crap with Biden and Hunter Biden and everything, is this going to come to an end soon? Because he has shown zero evidence for corruption.
The evidence that they did have was it went from what, $4 million down to $4,000 or something.
It was a car loan.
A car loan.
Comer Pile.
Oh,
Golly.
God. And that's evidence they produced. It's like they dug that up. It's not even like that's something Biden put up, but y'all dug that up.
Ron Filipkowski, what's his name from Midas Touch, Filipkowski? I forget how you say his last name. He got that trending on Twitter the other day. Comer Pile. It was hysterical.
And didn't he just come out with? Now they're trying to get Hunter Biden in for contempt of Congress because they want him to go in and testify, but they want him to do it behind closed doors. And he's like, "No, I'll do it in public." And they're like, "Contempt of Congress," you know, like.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, one of them, not naming no names, Jim Jordan, is in contempt of Congress.
Right. They don't want any transparency because they want to, create the narrative around Hunter. They don't want it being transparent and on TV.
Because then everybody gets to hear what he actually said instead of what you wanted us to.
And the reason I said that is because of my reading, The Mountain, The Fox, and the book. Will this come to an end? Comer Pile's investigations? No. This is to delay, obstruct, cause problems, and the investigation and the manipulation, the work that they're doing is meant to be kept secret so that they can manipulate the narrative. Will it end soon? No. Not until you get them out of power. No.
No, because it's meant to obstruct your 911s. This is not, they don't care anything about bringing someone to justice. Hunter Biden, he break the law? Sure, go get him. Fine. But that's not what this is about. So whatever, that's just the narrative at the moment. Ace of Cups, though, in the Wheel of Fortune, they're going to try to drag somebody else into this. So they're going to keep morphing this. And maybe they have it planned out already because they know when something's going to fail. So we can't get him on this. Okay, now step 2, bring in the wife or whoever that he may have dated. And it may have ended tumultuously, and there may have been arguments and fights and all that type of stuff. So dig up the tabloid dirt and then try to patch something in onto that. So that's where they're going next.
Yeah, it's going to be steady through the elections here. It's like create anxiety about those that feel left out and just try to break it down, destroy it. I get something about a woman that love affair with the Hunter and just going full force, full strength on it. So it's a power thing, and anything they can do to draw attention to it, they think will help them in the elections. So
go after Biden.
They tried. They have nothing. That's why they're going after Hunter. Oh my God. Hunter Biden.
Do what they did with Obama. Just make stuff up and go after Biden.
Hunter Biden paid back his dad for a car loan on a truck. Impeach him.
Well,
Meanwhile, kids made $620 million while they were in the presidency, and who knows how much Donald Trump made. But Hunter Biden paid back his dad. Impeach him.
And he paid back his taxes he just got charged for. So let's take a look at Hunter, because there's 6 misdemeanor charges now and 3 felony charges. He started out with 2 misdemeanors, which he was going to plead guilty to, and then something went topsy-turvy during the court thing, and he changed to not guilty because something happened in the court while he was trying to file his guilty plea. So now they're coming back with 3 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. He already paid his taxes back with fines and penalties. So
meanwhile, Donald Trump only pays $720 a year and then defrauds banks, defrauds the IRS, defrauds insurance companies, defrauds everybody. But sure.
And steals money from Trump org too.
Yeah. So what was the question, Jenny?
So I want to know what happened. Why did the prosecutors come after Hunter so hard for something that's probably not even going to, he's facing up to 17 years in prison now. But, and they did present it to a grand jury in California, but why the turnaround so harshly when he was only brought up on 2 misdemeanors? It's all coming from that guy from Delaware that was investigating him. 2 misdemeanors turn into 6 indictments. Come on. Even Glenn Kirshner said there's something fishy here.
I get the book, The Child, the Bear, The Crossroads, and the Snake. The bear is sitting in the center of the reading, which is my focus card. Why do they go after him so hard? Because of who his father is, the parent, the power, the executive, and executive decisions that he's making. But overall, this person is innocent, but it's just all this stuff is just a lie, and it's vindictive. Now, not saying he didn't pay his taxes. We all know he didn't pay them, but it's a vindictive act, if that makes any sense.
Thank you, Claudia. I get to make an example. There's your justice. There's your Ace of Pentacles. Mind you, keep in mind, they're not basing the cases off of nothing. So there is something there. But it is not something there that causes all this pomp and circumstance. But at the same time, if you want to make an example out of someone, then this is what you do. And so it's sort of that type of thing to where they can try to push him out in the cold and cause some grief and loss and blah, blah, blah. So making an example.
Wait, wasn't Comer the one that got called out during a committee hearing that he's the one that had those secret LLCs where looks like he was laundering money and stuff like
Giving
that?
money to his brother, like $250,000 and all that.
Yeah. I get their support behind them going after him, and I get it's from the DOJ to create an abundance of anxiety. It's a strategy that they're working diligently on, and it's the Republicans charging in there, backstab and do everything they can to break this apart. And I get, even if it's lies and stuff, they want an investigation on Biden. So they're ultimately going to keep going after Hunter to go after his dad.
Just use the Israel thing and spin the narrative or something. Like, go after him himself.
But boy, oh boy, I hope they're ready to reap what they sow, because if the Dems get into power, they better drag in Jared and Ivanka by their ears kicking and screaming. Because that is some BS right there.
Can we take a quick look at how will Hunter Biden's trial go? Is he going to be found guilty or? Or is he going to defeat this? Yeah, Roger Stone had a huge amount of unpaid taxes, he didn't have to go to jail. Yeah, Ivanka and Jared are being investigated by the Senate.
I had seen on, I think Autumn was saying it, and I haven't been up to date on the news. I've been kind of out, but I think she was saying that there's a mountain of evidence that the Dems are sitting on right now in regards to Ivanka and Jared while they were in office, and all the millions of dollars, not counting the
$2 billion they got later.
not counting the trademarks that Ivanka secured while she was in office. So $650 million for both of them while they were in office, and that's not including the stuff. So, I mean, you want to talk about corruption? Okay, point the finger all you want.
There's significant losses here. 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 10 of Swords. It is actually not as bad as it could be, though, but there are significant losses. It ends in the Emperor, so he is still in charge of his own life, so he's not going to go to prison for 30 years or anything like that, but this will be a turning point. There are, again, significant losses. That's what's on the mind, 5 of Pentacles. So, yeah. There's a lot of money paid out, too, so I don't know if he gets a bunch of fines, but
I'm getting fines. Yeah.
I get the moon, the bouquet, the coffin, the writer, and the child. If anything, this is a smear campaign to end and ruin his reputation. The joy that it brings, dead, kaput. But it's all, it ends with the child, small or innocent. So I don't see anything. I don't see prison. I don't see handcuffs. I don't see the cross for guilt or anything like that. It's small, innocent.
I get it's all of manipulation because the details that have come to light, he's standing on higher ground then. So some of the details aren't accurate. In other words, it's a bully technique trying to scare him and trap him and confine him. He will fight this. And I get the victory card. He'll win this. I get he's secure, but I do get like he may have to pay out some more money because he's already paid out a bunch. So he may have like a little bit more in fines or something. But
so does this mean that Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to bring out more pornographic material of Hunter Biden on the House floor? I mean, they just I can't. What you doing, Brad?
Okay, we got to talk about DeSantis and the latest GOP debate. All the other GOP candidates, they're like leaning on their podium. They got their hands on the podium while they're talking and their microphone and everything. DeSantis is standing there like his arms straight down, looks like, Frankenstein with his arms hanging down, and then it is grimacing his teeth, grinding his teeth, and then trying to smile while he's grinding his teeth, like his whole body language thing. And then Megyn Kelly, one of her guests that was on her show, had a hot mic moment. He said he looks like he just shot his dog. Like he has no qualities of warmth or, he doesn't know how to relate to people. What is going on with his body language? He looks so uncomfortable. Is it because he doesn't have the confidence to say what he needs to say when he says it, or?
You hear her? She's having a moment.
Are you having a moment, Brexy?
She's just whining because Peanut came down and he went back upstairs, and she's like, "What?
He didn't take me with him."
He doesn't know how to use the stairs yet, which is fine because we're keeping her down here. She figures it out. But what was the question? Why is DeSantis
like his body language, like his arms hanging down, his grinding his teeth, and his not being able to smile right and stuff, and just looking so uncomfortable? What is causing his body language like that? Is it because he doesn't have the confidence to say what he needs to say, or what is causing that body language? Well, it's Daddy. Get the head rubbies.
Bad advice. It's almost if a person tells you, like, if you're ready to do it, you're ready to go on stage, and somebody says, well, don't be nervous, the mayor of Chicago is in the audience, and then all of a sudden you stiffen. Like, somebody says something to you and it changes the way you would normally do things. There's some bad advice, I think, that he was given, and he doesn't know how to not, because he's fake. And they're telling him this is how you need to be. You need to smile, kiss the babies, do that whole thing, because you're running for president, not governor of Florida. And so he's trying to be presidential and is coming out wrong because he doesn't know how to do that. Instead of just being himself, more the pity, he is trying to be who they told him to be on the campaign trail. That's what
I get the fox, the cross, and the key malfunction. He's trying to manipulate what he is.
He needs a tune-up.
He needs a tune-up. The program isn't working for him, and he's having a malfunction.
Short circuit.
I kind of get that too. It's like the nostalgia. Like, this has been going on a long time, maybe since childhood. That the breaking down, maybe like a car breaking down, like a vehicle breaking down. He's trying to focus on the details the Republicans have told him. But then you got Biden here in the government, and the judgment that he's doing some great things for America. He can't get to calmer water. And then I always get this with him. Somebody's going to look into his finances, and that's bad news and causes legal problems. So I don't know. Maybe he's afraid people will find out the truth about him.
Yeah.
And then his wife.
I mean, I don't need to make fun of his wife, but girl, holy eyebrows. They're like this thick on her head. It's like she took a Sharpie marker and it's like, girl.
Well, she was telling people from out of state of Iowa to go to Iowa and watch the vote, work at the polls, everything, and that's illegal. So she was telling people in out of state that was very Trumpian. That is completely illegal. So the Iowa GOP said that's illegal. Is there going to be some repercussions for them telling people to do illegal things?
I did a reading on his campaign because apparently he's not doing well personnel-wise. And I said, there's a woman in your campaign that is really causing a lot of headaches. I don't know if it's your wife. And then lo and behold, there she is. I don't know when that reading will come out, but I didn't know she was on the trail with him. Lord have mercy.
Down there in Florida telling you, all of y'all go to Iowa. Watch the primary.
Yeah, and who's going to pay for their plane tickets or their car rides or their train tickets? You are? Your campaign is? Like, please tell me. How are you going to get all these?
It's not unlike Trump. Come to DC January 6th. It'll be wild for entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
It's going to cause a loss in donations. That's what I get. This is financial. Oh, poverty. The people are having a bit of a change of heart with the Hangman and the Five of Pentacles, loss and donations.
I don't get that she gets in trouble. I get that she gets some mail or a letter, or there's something, some sort of written correspondence to her. And then the lilies, I'm wondering if it's like it would be like a senior person. So I don't know if it would be like the senior person of like the Iowa Republican Party or whatever that's going to write her a letter and be like, yeah, stop. But I don't get legal problems or anything like that.
Yeah, I get something about donations too, but I also get, like somebody telling her you're bullying people, and affecting the security of our elections, and yes, you need to stop, you need to go away. But I get there's some details coming up soon here, very, very soon, that are going to cause them legal problems and a legal action, that I think is more finance related and something about their lifestyle and stuff that's going to cause more problems. I don't know if there's anything to look at on this. The Texas lady who is carrying a child that is only going to live hours.
I saw that the judge granted her emergency abortion, but Ken Paxton came out and said, I'm going to go after you. I'm going to go after the doctors. I'm going to go after all these people. And it's like the
original judge didn't. The appellate court stayed it and said, yes, you can. And then the Supreme Court said, no, you can't.
The Supreme Court said, no, you can't. The last I saw was that she was granted permission to have the life-saving abortion.
And then the Supreme Court overruled the appellate court. So, and then Ken Paxton was threatening any doctor that did it to that they were going to face years in prison and all this stuff.
Ken Paxton, the guy that used state tax dollars to go pay for his mistress.
Right, that guy.
Yeah.
That wonderful Christian guy. So, I mean, the only place it can go now is on up to the Supreme Court, right? Will this get turned around again? I'm just going to ask it that way, because I don't think they've got. She's going to have to go out of state or somewhere.
And this whole saving a life hypocrisy bullcrap, that you're going to make that mother suffer through that, make the child be born so it can take 2 breaths before it dies.
And then her life's in jeopardy.
Her life's in jeopardy. She may never be able to carry another child ever again. You could render her infertile, but you're okay with an attorney general who's using taxpayer dollars for his mistress, who can sit there.
It's like, and go ahead, bring the women out in droves. Just bring them out in droves for voting.
Unbelievable. And you know what? This is because I sent you the video, and I was like, I hope they skin this MF alive and hang him by his balls. Like, I was so mad. But what I was thinking too was, this is one woman that had the resources to get a lawyer. Think of all the other women that don't have that resource to secure a lawyer to take it to court to ask for an emergency abortion. How many of them have to suffer? It's just wrong.
And meanwhile, may I remind everyone, a pregnancy starts with a penis. So yeah. Let's legislate the crap out of that, please.
Like I said, snip, snip, mandatory at the age of 13 until you can go to court and prove that you're a responsible, financially stable person, and then we can reverse it. You don't see nobody legislating men's penises.
Except to say you can get Viagra on your insurance.
Yeah.
I do get that she will be granted an abortion somewhere. This is in a different location, though.
Yeah.
Facility. So she will, because I asked what was going to happen instead of if it'll be turned around, but she'll get what she wants with the son in the end elsewhere.
I get that it gets resolved. A decision or a choice with the crossroads work that's required with the fox, and then it ends with the ring. It gets a resolution. It gets resolved. It's the dog that caught the car. Now y'all don't know what the hell to do with it, but cause grief and suffering, and then pay extra amounts of dollars to cover up from the public all the unnecessary suffering that you're causing constituents.
Yeah, this'll change. But as far as Republicans are done, this is done. They burdened her. This is done. But a lot of people are looking at this differently. She's going to have to sneak out of state. I'm getting like somewhere out of state, go somewhere else to have it. She will have it, and she may be offered help to do this. But there's going to be more like maybe class action lawsuits over this because other people are looking into this. I don't think the Supreme Court will take the case. I think they'll reject it.
Well, there was that
back to the state.
There was that other case that happened in Texas where the woman sued the state because she almost died of sepsis, and because it is completely illegal in abortion, not even for the life of the mother, to have an abortion in the state of Texas. She has been rendered infertile because they refused her care. So she took it to the court and she sued the crap out of the state, and she won. And of course the Supreme Court isn't going to touch it. They're the ones that created the mess. They're going to kick it back.
Trump was slurring his words again in his latest rally, like all over the place. So was that a denture slip or Adderall or drunk, or was that a mini strokes or something? Like, what is calling, he's back to United States and just slurring his words all over the place. Stage. I can't make my mouth as small as his. Stage.
His mouth looks like a puckered butthole. I swear to God.
What's going on with him that's causing all that?
He was dropping a deuce in his diapers. No, dropping a deuce in his diapers. I got The Mice, the book, and The Tower. A lot of anxiety and a lot of nervousness, like bad anxiety about what he knows is happening with the law, what's coming with the law. And it's not stolen classified documents because The Mice leads the read. It's not at the end. He's worried about his cases in court. And also The Mice work as a team. So perhaps the team and what the team knows and what the team has said in private. So all the co-defendants or the RICO people in Georgia, perhaps. But yeah, that's what I get.
Yeah, I get 9 of Swords, worry, stress, anxiety, nightmares. He's not sleeping either. Not that he ever did correctly in the first place, but he's definitely not. And so he is a lot more tired and a lot more slurry. So yes, this is going to continue because, mind you, we're just getting started. So this is going to be rough. Sucks to be you, buddy.
Yeah, I get, there's foggy-headedness. Adderall and drinking, just say no. I get both. It blocks something in his clarity of thought that affects his speech. And the more he's put in defense mode, it's just going to get worse.
I think I
Okay.
saw today on the Midas Touch too, or was it MSM? I saw it on somewhere on YouTube that he's not going to testify tomorrow in New York.
Yeah, I was about to ask. That's the next question. Dumb and Dumber, Trump and Eric, I eat pace, are not testifying in the New York case. So are they chicken, or do they realize if they testify, they're going to screw themselves over even worse? Why are Trump and Eric not testifying? Dumb and Dumber.
Eric should go and take the veil of silence somewhere to where he never says anything ever again.
Ever.
His last name and his first name in order. That is it. Maybe you don't want to admit that either.
The good news, Eric, is your dad's already forgotten your name again. So the bad news is the last name is still there.
For the one time he gets an opportunity to run his damn mouth, he's going to keep his mouth shut.
With the gag order still there.
I got the man, the scythe, the book, the coffin, and the birds. And that's why I'm asking. Now that you have an opportunity to talk, you want to keep your mouth shut, he's keeping his mouth shut because he knows it's done. It's done. He'll go do this all day long after it's over, but it's a danger to him. He might reveal something else if he opens his mouth. So it's man, scythe, book. So there might be a revelation of something else. So keeping his mouth shut until it's over. And then when it's over, he's going to go gossip and spin it and tweet it and whatever, every other way. So
lies and things that are being concealed meet blabbermouth, diarrhea of the mouth. So we don't need you to have a slip up in the middle of all of this. And so sit in the cone of hush. And so there is a fear that he will say something to undo everything, which that's pretty substantial. I would agree with such a fear. So you go right ahead. But under the advice of counsel, here per the temperance card, we're going to err on the side of caution.
I get he's not happy about this at all, but it's like the family is full of surprises. They can't control what they say about their money because they're party people. They don't know how to structure themselves in a balanced way, so they create more chaos. They create more lies and more regrets and everything. So I get, go find your woman to spend the day in bed or something. Don't. Because they're afraid of more actions being taken, and this growing and causing more legal problems in the future too. Because every time they open their mouths, they tell on themselves doing something else.
I understand that judges are there for a reason, except the ones that Trump appointed, because those seem to have gotten their law license from university. But like this man has spent how many months after Judge Engoron? If I were Judge Engoron, I would hit him with all of the books that I can under the law because of the hell he raised and all that. It's like you gave this judge plenty of ammunition to fine you to the fullest extent of the law because this is a civil case. I would throw the freaking whole entire book at him, and then the library down the street. Like
he had the gall to tell Chutkin basically, oh, well, I'm just not going to show up March 4th until my thing's gone to the appellate court for the gag order and all that stuff. He's like trying to dictate the terms of the trial. And she's like, no,
I triple dog dare you. I triple dog dare you and let somebody write the order to get the court marshals out there and arrest your ass. I triple dog dare you.
So the appellate court is looking at his appeal on the gag order and the not the gag order, the presidential immunity, because he's still claiming presidential immunity and
presidential immunity while not being an officer of the Jen, make it make sense.
Well, this is Chutkin's case. So it has to do with January 6th. Okay, so he was president then. So I don't know how to look at this, but will this go to the Supreme Court, and will the Supreme Court even hear it? Because no, let's look at the appellate court first, because the appellate court's supposed to make a decision here rather quickly on if he has any presidential immunity. Will they support him?
I could have sworn that in Chutkin's case, they were arguing presidential immunity while also arguing that he wasn't that. No. I'm getting it confused with Colorado. In Colorado, they're claiming that he can't be taken off the ballot because he never swore an oath to the Constitution and the office of the presidency, some other bull crap. It's like,
yeah, it's like, hello, the president does have an oath of office. That's what we see him put his hand on the Bible for.
He said that he never made an oath. He never made an oath or something like that. It's like, oh my God. So we want to know if the Supreme Court will look at it.
If the appellate court,
okay,
will deny his immunity, like Chutkin already did, will they uphold Chutkin's decision?
Well, I asked if he would be granted. I didn't know.
And then the next question will be, will the Supreme Court
give
him immunity?
Stay, or it stays the way that it was. So there's the stay, it's achieved. Okay. There's the law, and then there's the success. So what Chutkin decided stays. So
yeah, he's going to be blocked from this. His biggest problem, I'm getting, is Chutkin. He's screwed. So Supreme Court, will they take this up, or will they deny, like rescind it back down to the appellate court?
There's a message that whatever is secure, it will still be secure. So it's 6 of Swords, 3 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. Whatever is there, whatever is coming into them, they're going to basically keep it the way it is. It's already secured. So if they do hear it because they feel as though they have to, it stays the same. But it's like it goes right back out. So whatever it is, it's fast.
Yeah, it's dead in the water with the Supreme Court.
It gets returned to another court. Leaving and returning, moving, migrating, the law, important. So if it goes up there, it goes right back down. It goes right back to where it started. So
will Trump try firing any of his horrible lawyers to delay trials? I don't know. I can't start March 4th. I fired my lawyers on March 3rd.
That's why I had to steal all that money from my campaign that I was told not to, because I'm short on funds, all these legal bills.
Yeah, and that $40 million out of Trump org I wasn't supposed to move. Oh, and my lawyer's got a problem because she's being sued for malpractice.
As the world turns. Oh, Jesus.
Can you imagine how life would be like so boring when all these clowns are out? Like, let's go back to the politics where everything was just boring, before the scandals and the lawsuits and the 8 million criminal investigations and 90
it'll be the same, because if we were here during George Bush, we'd be reading on him, and then
George Bush looks like a Boy Scout compared to Trump, man. This is like a criminal syndicate.
Then the Obama years when they tried to Kenyanize him and Muslimize him, and we'd have read on that too. It's always something stupid. Jesus. Trump's not even in the headlines like at the beginning anymore. And we still, I mean, it's like everybody else is now sucking up the oxygen. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who saw that coming?
Thank you, Carly. You know, I'm getting something about his defense, like that he might be a no-show in the courts. Like he said, like, I just won't show up, I just won't attend the trial or something like that, like some kind of power play that ends up getting another action taken against him. I'm not getting rid of a lawyer. I'm getting like him not showing up in court. You're on trial, dude. You got to show up. These are felonies.
What'd you get, Johnny?
There will be a loss, but it won't make a difference. I think there's going to be a loss just period when it comes to his attorneys. Get the Chariot card, 7 of Cups. There's your teamwork and confusion. There's the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. Something ends quite dramatically, and there's a fight about it too. But that makes no difference. Plans are still going forward. Schedules are still being kept. So you got 2 hours to find a lawyer. You better go down to the Starbucks and see if there's one sitting in there with nothing to do.
I guess the bear, the stars, and the moon. If he gets rid of one, there's celebrity. So I don't know if it would be Taco Pina or somebody else. Name a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit. Name a criminal thing. It's someone that likes to have a lot of power and be in front of the television. I don't know. Don't know.
Trump's going on and on about hello, Roro, about Biden's appearance and his age and everything again. I want to know, does Trump think that he's 6'3", 215 pounds? Like, does
He thinks he's gorgeous.
Believe that's how he looks?
He's got one of those mirrors from the fun house that makes him look. So even though he's putting on a pair of pants that says he's like 125 at the waist,
just tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Women whistling at you or something? What's the deal?
Oh my God, Jenny, have you seen the pictures of Kimberly Guilfoyle's birthday party at Mar-a-Lago?
No.
Oh, I have to send them to you if I can find them on Twitter. I couldn't tell if it was a drag queen show gone horribly bad with the trailer park trash around the corner. It was bad. Like, they look like a bunch of extra crispy fried swingers because everybody was tan to where they look purple. Boobs up to here, stilettos this tall, dresses 10 sizes too small. Like, I was like, these grown-ass women walking around like that thinking they look good. It's like, holy hell.
In his defense, shame on you for starting that sentence that way. In his defense, if you think about it, that's because that's what these cards are saying. If you think about it, he has paid women his whole life, which means he's never had a problem getting one, which means he has no idea what he actually looks like to the average woman. He only knows what he looks like to a woman who wants something from him. And so, therefore, he thinks he's hot to trot. There is the Lover's card, which is the Lover's card of relationships. There's the Knight of Cups, which is your dates and romance and charm and wit. There's the Nine of Cups, which is your desires and wishes, the things you see and want. And then there's the Devil, which is self-destructive behavior, also illusions and delusions of the mind, too, in this case. And so he has no idea with the 5 of Swords there. He just thinks he's king of the hill because he's never had to be a regular person. He's always had a Stormy Daniels. He's always had a Melania and an Ivanka or Ivana, whatever her name was. There's always a woman who wanted something from him. He gave it, and next thing you know, he was the prettiest thing they've ever seen. And so he walks around with that Cheeto dust on his face, and he thinks he's cute. 215 pounds, my arse. So there's that.
Cheetos with a dead possum on his head.
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing, Johnny. Like he's always like bought sex, and that's how he thinks of women or everything. He looks at his image differently because of all of his love affairs and everything that he's had, and over time he thinks he's still powerful and vibrant or whatever, but you know, he's confused, he's erratic, he doesn't think clearly, and he drinks.
I get the book, the clover, and the key. Yeah, he thinks he looks good. He thinks he looks like a stud, a bachelor, a player.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
If you say so, homeboy. Don't you dare let nobody tell you ain't cute, but don't you ever say it out loud to nobody that's gonna say something back to you.
I mean,
gonna throw up on your shoes.
This guy has a fupa, and he's over there talking trash about Joe. Do you know what a fupa is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's a fat upper pussy. You know, like when the belly hangs over and covers the, that's a fupa. Okay. Okay, he's got one of those, and he's sitting there trying to talk trash about Biden.
He's got a fat gina.
I mean.
Okay, final question of the night. I was
you get demonetized for sure on that
one. Yeah. For entertainment purposes only, YouTube. I want to know, because I saw a comment that Biden made last week that he's running because the alternative is losing our democracy to Trump, right? And having a dictator. And he knows he can beat him. But I want to know, could Kamala Harris beat Trump, or could another Democrat? Does it matter who's running? Because it's like democracy or Trump.
Doesn't matter who's running.
Could another Democrat like Kamala defeat Trump?
I'm gonna stop.
That's a yes.
I'm gonna stop right there. You can get Big Bird from Sesame Street.
And Braxy can tell you where to find Big Bird on TV.
Yeah. Big Bird, the Cookie Monster, anybody.
Doesn't matter who.
A head of lettuce can beat Trump. True.
Doesn't matter who, not really. 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords. There will still be defeat in that department when he's trying to go and find another job. He is burdened by the fact that he's been there before. This is not like the experiment we know nothing about. So we've seen what happened the first time. We have memories and TVs and YouTubes, and we can look this stuff up. It ain't like this is George Washington where we have to learn via information that may have been written down. No, we know what happened. It doesn't matter who. Anybody can. The 6 of Cups with little kids playing with flowers could beat you.
Except they're not old enough to run.
Yeah.
I guess moving forward, there's nostalgia. And I do get Biden wins, but there's nostalgia because of all this chaos that people want tempered around Trump and feeling like he would leave people out. So I get, yes, anyone can get to the White House, and in large part because of the women's vote.
I mean, the only reason he won in 2016 was because of the Electoral College. And every election after that, he has had his butt handed to him. Every person that he endorses loses. So the only thing telling you, oh my God, he's going to win, is the sensationalist on the media that are trying to get the clicks and the views for advertising. That's it.
His comment about, no, I won't be a dictator except on day one. You know, it's like he's telling you what he's going to do. That should scare the crap out of everybody.
Yeah, I mean, we went 4 years of hell where it was a scandal and lawlessness every day of the week for 4 straight years. Here we are 3 years later, and we're still cleaning up his mess. No, thank you. No, I mean, I know we have amnesia. I don't think we have it that bad, you know, so nope. But that still get out to vote and take people with you to vote.
That's right. Make sure we all get out there. Thank you, Kieran, Patty, Margaret, Lisa, Claudia, and Carol. Becca, do you want to show little Braxy one last time, or is she sleeping?
She's down here. Let me see if I can.
Braxy!
She's asleep.
She's sleeping.
I know she looks like a little dead log right there, but I promise you.
As long as your sofa cushion.
Wait, hold on, let me see. Braxy. Hi, look. Say hello. The people want to say hello. She's
Welcome
like,
to your new home and your new live streams.
Whatever. Let me go to sleep, Mama. Awesome. Stop kicking me.
She's all tuckered out.
Wants to get her belly rubbed now.
Well, next week we'll be on Becca's channel, so you can get the chance to see Braxy again.
I'll try to,
because she's black, she's hard to photograph. You may have to try to get a short of her outside or something in daylight so people can see her better.
Or I can post a picture on the community page or whatever. Because all I have is the ones from when we were watching TV. So it's just the back of her head watching the TV going like this, like what's going on? But I'll try to take a picture of her and put it up. So
we're on Becca's channel next week, Christmas Eve. We're on Johnny's channel. We will be live Christmas Eve. So y'all have a good weekend and keep enjoying your holiday season and stay out of trouble. Or as my grandfather said, be good or be good at it. Night, everybody.